All right, how about now? We have sound testing. 1, 2, 3. Mercury retrograde, guys, on the 9th. On the 9th. Let me know, Vanessa. Still no sound. Yay, sweet. All right, guys, come in, get comfortable, grab a water. I'm reading for Twin Flames tonight. We are looking at the month of November. Guys, we did go over the astrology already. I did that on Tuesday night. You can find that over on my YouTube channel. Thank you, Jenna. A little bit of delay with the sound when we first started. But I was just going to say, Mercury retrograde, guys, the 9th through the 29th. We are definitely in the shadow periods. I got your message, Vanessa, right before the live started. So ask me if I'm surprised, right? No. But yeah, so I'm not going to go over the astrology too much because we already did that. I do just want to mention a couple of hot dates. The month is definitely going to be a month of healing, I believe. But our full moon comes in on the 5th. It is the Taurus full moon. You have Mercury retrograde on the 9th. Jupiter retrograde begins on the 11th. Scorpio new moon comes in on the 20th. You have the Sun moving into Sagittarius on the 21st and Saturn stationing direct on the 27th. So this is a very impactful month. I feel like it's going to feel like it builds up to something. And honestly, what I feel like it's building up to mostly is some type of massive transformation and healing. All right, guys, I didn't share out, so it should be just super sweet, just us tonight. If you want to share out, go ahead, please do. I went out and had trick or treat safe night with my family. So in the little town we live in, they have like Main Street shut down, and all the little stores come out and pass out candy. We went as Little Red Riding Hood, so I was the grandma, so a lot of fun. Came home, ate entirely, too much candy. But yeah, so I didn't get a chance to share out. Vanessa says, I'll be extra healing. I feel like it's definitely going to be, a very impactful month for sure. One that we'll remember probably for quite some time. All right, I'm going to jump right in. I'm trying to decide. We're just going to let the video play. All right, I'm going to start with the Heal Yourself reading cards. And I'm going to start with Divine Masculine Energy first. The Inner Child card comes out on its own. Sandra, welcome. Divine Feminine Energy, we have Phoenix Rising, number 32. I like that. All right, let's look at Bridging Energy. Have the Sadness card coming out. I don't necessarily sense sadness. I do feel that we're all very focused on our healing because we're kind of tired of just being in that ick, right? We do have cycles on the bottom. I thought we were going to have video, but I can't get the video to go. Slightly upsetting. Mercury's Mercury. All right, let's look at Inner Child. I have a Page of Cups coming out. I'm using the Gilded Tarot. I have the Emperor. and Five of Wands. So for the masculine, there's something about stepping up to the plate, being some type of leader, gaining wisdom, knowledge. Five of Wands says this is challenging for divine masculine. Page of Cups says that they feel very new to something. Something feels very new to them. Most likely it's the healing of the inner child. Most likely it's, just paying attention to inner child. All right, let's look at Phoenix Rising. That was the feminine energy coming out, number 32. I mean, in the Heal Yourself reading cards, there's a book open and she has her hands over the book, and it definitely looks like she's using some type of divinity. She's conjuring something. She's bringing something to fruition. It is the Phoenix Rising, which is, rising from the ashes. We have Eight of Cups. Finally walked away from something. Page of Swords. And the Three of Pentacles. In the Gilded Tarot, the Three of Pentacles is by himself. And that's pretty significant because it's supposed to represent teamwork, partnership, working together. It's like the Divine Feminine has learned to do something on their own. It's giving this energy of no longer chasing. There's some type of contentment to doing something on your own. All right, let's look at the Sadness card. Eight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and Queen of Pentacles. That's that Taurus full moon energy. Eight of Pentacles is focus. Page of Pentacles is a new journey. Queen of Pentacles is, of course, learning how to become your own resource. Sandra, YouTube is working okay. I got some type of weird notification. I don't know. It seems off tonight. Like everything seems a little. It is Halloween, y'all. So, I mean, not surprising. Right before I started the live, my son was telling me about some weird stories. Like, did you hear about the lady in town that ordered some medicine and she received a pretty strange package in the mail? It wasn't her medicine. It was like body parts. So it was on our like local news, right? And I don't remember what they said, it was for like, medical studies or something. I don't remember, but it just got sent to the wrong place. So they say, right? And then I was like, it is Halloween. So, I mean, that's not too surprising. But yeah, it's so weird. It's like YouTube is giving me a notification, but Sandra's on YouTube. So it's like, I don't know. Sound is being funny. Video won't work. So weird, right? I know, Vanessa says yuck. Yes. Okay, so I gotta focus. I'm getting in trouble. Bridging energy is the Sadness card, and that is what I feel is like what we're healing. It's this energy of like tired of just being in this funk or in the ick, right? I don't know why I keep calling it the ick, but it's like that's the only descriptive word I can think of to call it. But Eight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and Queen of Pentacles says that it's our job to heal ourselves. It's our job to make this our main priority and our focus. And again, I do feel that that is what is happening in the month of November. The interesting part is like I feel like Spirit is going to get everyone's attention in the month of November, sadly, in a very material way. Because the Taurus full moon is very financial. It's all about responsibility. It's all about finances and your material things. And it's almost like we don't pay attention to spirit until it impacts our money, right? And it's almost like we also don't show gratitude or have gratitude for the things we have until we feel like we have some type of abundance. Um, and I don't know, I feel like one thing that I'm learning on this journey is like spirit will strip you down to absolutely nothing, right? I mean, raw flesh. And then, you know, you build yourself, the phoenix rising, you come back out of the ashes. It takes a lot of work and a whole life's dedication, right? But there is this energy in November, like spirit gets our attention when it comes to our material things, our finances, and our money with that Taurus full moon, and keeps a hold of our attention throughout the month of November to the point where you realize that you have no choice but to heal yourself, right? All right, let's do a little head, heart, and higher self. One thing I'm noticing in that spread across there is the Emperor is the only major arcana. It's pretty significant. It's Aries energy, but it's also about, it's no longer about stepping up to the plate, especially for the divine masculine. Now it's about some type of leadership. All right. Divine masculine headspace, we get the seventh chakra. Heart space, we get man holding a coin. We do have the envy card coming out for higher self. Hold on, guys. Give me just a second. Is it better? How's that? Definitely some technical difficulties. Is that better? I feel like that's probably as good as it's gonna get. We're on the little mic now. I don't know what happened to the other one. All right, so Divine Feminine, the thinking woman in headspace. You could be overthinking something. You could just be learning something new. You could be focusing on something else. The garden in the gate is in the heart space. This is very much staying in your comfort zone. Hermit mode. Hostilities and higher self. I don't feel like somebody is necessarily being hostile towards you. I feel like you feel a lot of tense energy. You could be learning how to process that tense energy. Sweet. I know, that's what I was saying. Like I worked on it all morning, and I was so upset when the camera wouldn't work at first. I was like, what in the world? And I was so excited about it, just doing the widescreen instead of worrying about the vertical. And then when we first started, it wouldn't let me. I was like, what? All right, let's look at the thinking woman. The double energy, karmic energy, Capricorn energy. Again, I feel like it's overthinking something. Garden in the gate, I feel like is you protecting yourself, staying in your comfort zone. We have the star, Aquarius energy. Major arcana is coming out for divine feminine. There's something about some type of balance. Remember, the garden in the gate is that card where she's wearing the key. She's in this, garden that she's created, and she can leave the garden at any time, but she chooses to stay, right? So it's this energy of like protecting yourself. I definitely felt like, the hermit mode energy. That could be new to you, divine feminine, but it has something to do with finding the balance. All right, let's look at hostilities. I have the High Priestess. So I feel like that's confirmation of what I was saying earlier. I don't necessarily feel that someone is being hostile towards you. I feel that you're sensing the tension. I feel like November's astrology seems tense. Definitely seems like it's building up to something as we move through the month. I feel like Jupiter retrograde on the 11th could be pretty significant to let us know kind of like which way it's going to swing, right? All right, let's pull some messages. I think I made a mistake. Comes out for divine masculine. Tell me what you want me to do then. Comes out for divine masculine. I wish I knew how you really feel. So there's this energy of revisiting something. I feel like the whole month of November is revisiting something because of all the retrogrades. It's definitely a time where you're going to sense people from your past. All right, let's look at Divine Feminine. Make me humble comes out. I have every right to be disappointed comes out. Keep pushing. We're almost there comes out. This feels very higher self. Have faith in me is on the bottom. All right, I'm going to pull Tree of Life. I feel like for the whole month, it's this energy of balance. It's energy of healing, especially inner child. Everybody's getting more mature, taking responsibility in the month of November. There's this energy of finding balance. I'm not sure if it's within. I dropped 3 of them. So the Summer card comes out. The Love card comes out. It's my favorite. Roots card comes out. Leaves are on the bottom. So the Leaves card in Tree of Life always talks about like the beauty of releasing things or the beauty of letting things go. Twitch, welcome. I think I'm going to read the Roots card. I think the Summer card could be some type of timing. It's this energy of like something coming together. I feel like November, because we're doing all of this major healing and transformative type of energy, I think we're going to see a lot of, you know, where it all started, how we're all connected, that type of energy. All right. Let's see if Spirit wraps it all back up again. So it's number 3, my favorite, and guess what? It's on page 11. Surprise. All right, it says belonging. Depth, permanence, steadfast resolve, unseen forces, self-assurance. It does say despair, doubt, stubbornness, overconfidence, and stagnation. Tree of Life root card, have mercy, reminds us that wherever you go, you belong here on earth. You are the only you on the planet, and you're unique and important. You do not have to prove your worth. Be assured that you are worthy and substantial simply by being. And from that place of inner calm, you will feel yourself taking root. You do have to seek approval. You do not have to seek approval, and you do not have to allow others to make up your own mind for you. Tree of Life root asks you to let your feelings drop thoroughly into your primal root chakra Feel your feet go deep into the ground as roots reaching for substance and knowing where you belong. When you stand with certainty of your inner worth, nobody can knock you down. You see below the surface to the depths, and you can find strength in your resolve to be valued and to exercise your rights. Others may underestimate you because they are not aware of the deep richness that you carry within you. Let them discover that you are not a wisp or a tumbleweed, but a substantial presence and a majestic being. Sometimes self-doubt causes people to go adrift. If you do not feel you belong in some way and the pain of that causes you despair, know that you can get down to the root of the matter and find the answers that you need. You may be right, perhaps you do not fit in well with a particular group or institution. Do you feel nervous or anxious, lacking in confidence? This is a signal that should tell you that you cannot take root in all places with all people. If you're with those who do not recognize your true gifts, co-workers who are competitive, or those who deny you acknowledgement, it's time to root elsewhere. Tree of Life root reminds you that you have the right to thrive where you belong and where you feel the most at home. Another way to see the Tree of Life root is to notice when you are too grounded and not allowing spontaneity into your life. Are you afraid to make changes or swift decisions that may benefit you? Are you determined to stay where you are, even if you're not properly nurtured in your current position? Does stubbornness keep you from experiencing your true potential? You need to be uprooted at times and shake the old dust away on your way to find new fertile soil. Fears can keep us from transcending. That's the word I was trying to think of the whole reading. Transcending. I feel like that's the month of November. If you feel stagnant, take a risk and usher in your dreams. Don't allow others to hold you back, or you may hold yourself back, not because you know what's right or best for you, but out of fear of change. Try to journal daily to figure out what your fears are so that they can be released to find new territory to establish yourself. Trust your inner voice to guide you and do not be afraid to make changes for the best. Your roots are there to see to it that you are well taken care of and receive all you need to reach for the sun and the stars. All right, I'm going to leave it right there. Totally, I don't know, awkward reading. But I'm glad that we got through it, and I'm glad that we finished it, and I'm glad that the root card kind of really wrapped it all up yet again. I do feel that we're going to spend a lot of introspection. That's what I was saying about the balance. Is like I can't tell if that's inner balance or balance in your outside world. I feel like the balance that's happening in the outside world is what's going to cause you to focus on your inner balance. And that's probably how the month of November is going to work out. All right, guys, I'm going to clean up really quickly, and I am going to offer energy readings. So if you're hanging out with me live, let me know. I'll pull 3 cards, masculine, feminine, and your current bridging energy. I think I'm going to stick with the Gilded Tarot. I found it super interesting that we didn't see very many major arcanas. She said, yes. Oh my gosh. So we saw the Emperor, Aries energy. We saw the Devil, Capricorn energy. I love that those 2 came out. And then the Star, Aquarius energy, which is brand new beginning, clean slate. And then the High Priestess is inner knowing. Pretty interesting cards. Do you guys see my little Jesus? Can you see him? Somebody put it in our trick or treat bag. and William gave it to me. He's like, "Here, mom." Right before the live started, he's like, "It's too small. Carson can choke on it," so he gave it to me. Twitchy Quirky Brain says, "I love the Gilded Tarot. It is one of my all-time favorites." How's it looking over there on Twitch with the wide screen? So much better, isn't it? We do the vertical stream because it gives us more traction. But yes, I feel like we should do these more often where it's just us. All right, let's look at Vanessa. Masculine energy, we have Ace of Swords coming out in reverse. Ooh. Feminine energy, Ace of Wands. So the two aces definitely sticking out. Did not come out in reverse. This is fate, destiny. It's new, passionate action. Three of Cups coming out a little sideways, trying to come out in reverse. Queen of Wands is on the bottom. This is giving energy of third party. It's giving energy of trying to learn some lesson when it comes to third party. It's like you're seeing your worth and you're more valuable than being in some type of third party situation. Remember, third party does not have to mean that there's three people. Somebody could like if we're looking at like counterpart energy or something like this, like somebody could do something that isn't the healthiest, gives them like a foggy mind. They can't find clarity. I mean, that could be anything: drinking, smoking, overworking, exhaustion. You know what I mean? Like it could be anything. So I don't want you to think that it means like there has to be another person, but I mean, most of the time, especially in this, type of awakening, there is, karmic third party energies. So I just feel like for you, the fate, the destiny, the new passionate action is very much like seeing your worth, seeing your value, and very much this energy of like doing something a new way. I'm not doing this anymore is kind of what I'm getting. The swords energy is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Feminine energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Queen of Wands is on the bottom. I feel like you used to struggle with feeling confident enough to, turn down third party situations or like not allow yourself to be, a participant in that energy. And I feel like Queen of Wands now is saying like you've gained the confidence to be like, I'm not doing that anymore. She says, yes, spot on. I love it. All right. Twitchy said, I would love another twin flame read. I'm actually only offering 3 cards tonight. I'm trying to keep it short and sweet. Guys, it's Halloween here. Where are you at, Twitchy? So, I'm in the US. I'm in Kentucky. It's Halloween. We did trick-or-treating tonight. I don't know. I'm just trying to get through the live as quickly and smoothly as possible. Arizona, you had trick-or-treating too. Vanessa's watching us from New Zealand, in case you guys didn't know. She said 3 cards is good. All right. Sandra, how are you? How are you doing, Sandra, on this Halloween night? I want to say I've seen Jenna. There she is. Yeah, Halloween was last night for Vanessa. I got up this morning and watched Halloween in um, Tokyo. Halloween in Tokyo this morning. It was like all these people out on the street celebrating, and they were all dressed up. And I was like, wow, I didn't even realize that people did Halloween in other places. I know, right? How silly. All right, 3 cards for Twitch. Looking at divine masculine, your divine masculine, your divine feminine, and then your bridging energy. So 10 of Cups comes out pretty easily. Happy home, happy family. I feel like the masculine energy, your masculine energy is focused on emotional contentment, what makes you happy. It definitely could have something to do with a home situation. We have Libra. It wasn't in reverse. The Justice card coming out. Your feminine energy could feel like something's out of balance, something's not fair. You could feel like you're having to fight for something. I'm getting a little bit of a message with the Libra card, the Justice card. It's possible that you're learning or sensing something about like when you balance your inner self, how it's reflecting in your like in your life, in your energies, and the people around you, and your everyday dealings. There's something about keeping yourself calm and balanced. It's almost like you're seeing the benefits of that. But I do feel like you also feel like some type of injustice has been done. Could be with that 10 of Cups. All right, so 8 of Cups does come out for the bridging energy. We do have the Empress on the bottom. Twitch, how are you with astrology? How are you with astrology? Are you learning about astrology? Do you feel confident in, your knowledge? There's something about her crown in the Empress card that always sticks out to me. It represents the knowledge that she has about the cosmos. A lot of people right now, this is October 31st, 2025, but a lot of people right now are finally starting to understand like the importance of astrology. They're finally starting to realize that like astrology is uh, like a tool, right? Divinity. It's a tool that's given to us by spirit. And the interesting part is the reason that people are like figuring this out right now is because of Pluto. Remember that planet that they were like, oh, it's not a planet, it's too far away, it's too small, whatever. Um, but because Pluto moved into Aquarius, and people are realizing that the last time Pluto was in Aquarius was 250 years ago, when all of this stuff that is happening in the US right now was pretty much happening then, right? So people are starting to put 2 and 2 together, like, oh my gosh, the astrology must have something to it, right? Like, where's Pluto going to be 250 years from now, right? So it's like people are starting to put it together, and there's this energy of like starting to put it together, like starting to see how the astrology is reflecting in your like in your healing, in your journey, in your everyday life, right? The 8 of Cups, the bridging energy does say, and this is bridging energy, so that means it's masculine side and feminine side. It's this energy of knowing that you've done everything you can. There's this energy also of like exhaustion with the Gilded Tarot. So you know how normally in like Rider-Waite the cups are all standing up perfectly straight, right? And it says you've done everything you can. That's why the cups are perfectly straight, and there's nothing else you can do, so you have to walk away. In the Gilded Tarot, the cups are not perfectly straight, but it gives this energy of like exhaustion, like like you kick the cups over, like I'm just so tired of trying to, you know, figure this out type of thing. But the part that everybody misses with Eight of Cups is, I mean, yes, you're walking away from something, but you're walking towards something, right? You're walking towards the Two of Cups. Remember, the goal is 10 of Cups, right? So the masculine energy, very focused on the goal, but I'm getting a little bit of like, there's something about this masculine energy that's not fully, I don't know, it's almost like this could be about how something looks or how something is represented. Whereas here, it's like a fight. This could be definitely like even like a spiritual battle type of energy where like you feel like you're fighting for something. Um, both energies feeling like they have to go towards something else. I think for you, that something else has something to do with astrology. All right, I'm going to leave that there. I hope that was helpful. A lot of Libra energy in that reading. Taurus sun, your full moon comes in on the 5th. On the 5th. Aquarius rising, Capricorn moon. Ooh. Thank you. Hi guys, anybody else? Sandra, a quick energy check before we wrap it up. Guys, this is probably going to be my last live until the full moon. I believe we're going to do music and tarot on the 5th. Very important day in my own journey. We're going to look at that Taurus full moon a little more. I'm going to offer free and paid mini readings. And then I am taking a little bit of an extended break from the live streaming. And it's not necessarily that we're taking a break from the live streaming, because we're going to keep the channel going, of course, on all platforms. But the scheduled live streaming for a couple of weeks while I go through a few doctor's appointments. And then I feel like by the end of November, as we're wrapping the month up and getting ready for December transit, we'll probably pick it back up. All right. Let's get started. I appreciate it, Jenna. So King of Cups coming out. Your Divine Masculine. It's my clue card for Divine Masculine. Heavy emotion. Trying to stay calm. Trying to stay calm where there's some heavy, I don't want to say turbulent, but it's like it's getting deep. All right, let's look at your feminine energy. Dropped it. 10 of Cups. Your feminine energy is focused on happy home, happy family. As earlier, the reading that I did a minute ago, the 10 of Cups gave off this like presentation type of energy. Now, as it's falling for your feminine energy, Sandra, this is very much the goal. This is very much like the only outcome that is there is no other outcome. Like there's no other option. This has to be the only route. All right, 10 of Swords comes out for bridging energy. First, I want to point out that the swords are always about communication. 10 of Swords is a completion. It is a completion to something that's painful. But if you notice in the Gilded Tarot, the swords are not sticking in his back. There's this energy with the 10 of Swords, and Spirit pointed it out to me right away with the communication. Like, you have this opportunity right now, and probably in the month of November, that you can maybe heal something, bring something to a closure that's been very painful, but it's going to take serious communication. where you're keeping a very calm, steady emotion, but very focused on, happy home and happy family, emotional contentment. And this is not about what makes anybody else happy, regardless of whether, we're looking at counterpart energies or not. And remember, the masculine and feminine energies has nothing to do with like gender, right? This is very much your energy, and it's like your focus. It's your emotional contentment, what makes you happy. All right. Bottom of the deck, we have Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is that card that talks about, um, you know, knowing when you need to pour into yourself, knowing when to show yourself unconditional love. All right, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that was helpful. She says, yes, 100%. I love it. Jenna, member for 24 months. Oh my God, I love that. That is so cool. In our off time, we'll do some members only. I do believe that I'm going to be posting some videos, so I probably will be uploading some videos, especially for members only, as we work through, just to keep everybody updated as we go through the month of November. I appreciate you guys so much. All right, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up short and sweet, but we made it almost the hour, and that is our goal, right? I think the reading was pretty direct. Guys, if you missed the November astrology, make sure to go over on my YouTube channel. You can find it under the live tab. We did go over all of it. Taurus full moon will be here on the 5th, and I'll be back with some music and tarot. That I believe it's a Friday night, guys. All right. Thank you, ladies, for coming in, hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm always sending all of you abundant love and light on your journey. Have a good night, everyone.